Hello everyone, my name is Roma, and I will give you a brief discussion about forecasting. First and foremost, what is forecasting? Forecasting is a process of predicting a future event, the underlying basis of all business decisions. First, production. Second, inventory. Third, personnel. And last, facilities. Forecasting time horizons. We have short range, medium range, and long range. Short range having 1 year or less than 3 months. Medium range, 3 months to 3 years. And lastly, long range, which goes to 3 or more years.
Next, we will be discussing about the different methods of forecasting. The first method is the naive approach. Now, the naive approach assumes that the demand in the next period is the same as the demand in the most recent period. So let's say in January, the sales were around 68. Then in February, the sales will be also at 68 according to this method. This is sometimes cost effective and efficient and can be a good starting point if you have just started out your business. The next method we would be discussing is the moving average method. Now, this method is used if there is little or no trend available. It is often used for smoothing, which provides overall impression of data over time. Now, the formula for moving average is the summation of demand in previous periods divided by the number of periods. Now, here is an example of moving average. In this table, we're given the months, the number of sales in each month, and we are required to find the moving average every 3 months. Now, in January, we have 10, February, we have 12, and March, we have 13. We add them all up and divide it by 3, which would give us 11 and 2/3. This would be the forecast for April. Now, the same thing would happen to May, June, July if we use this method. Now, here's a graph of what happens if we use moving average. As we can see, the orange line represents the actual sales and the blue line represents the forecast of the moving average. Now, if the forecast is near the actual sales, this means that the percentage error is relatively low, which means that your forecast is indeed accurate. Now, there are some downsides to moving average because it does not forecast trends well and requires extensive historical data. Now, if your business is brand new, you will have no historical data, which gives you no sufficient data for using moving average. Therefore, it cannot be used for new businesses only. So lastly, we have the exponential smoothing method. It is a form of weighted moving average which weights decline exponentially and most recent data weighted most. It requires moving constant or what we call as alpha, which ranges from 0 to 1 and is subjectively chosen depending on what the person wants. It involves little record of past data. Now here's the formula for manually computing exponential smoothing. With the formula in mind, we are given the predicted demand, actual demand, and smoothing constant. So here's how we compute it. So the new forecast will be 142 plus 0.2 multiplied by the subtraction of 153 and 142, which will give us 144.2 or rounded up to 144 cars because cars can't have decimal. Now, when we see here, this is the graph of this exponential smoothing. Now, as you can see, the graph varies from the alpha used in it. So, choose high value of alpha when underlying average is likely to change. Choose low value of alpha when underlying average is stable. Now for our final topic in this video, which is the use of POM, QM, which people use to compute forecasts in the working environment. Now, if you don't already have this, the link will be in the description below, so you can download it later. So to start off, we click on module, then forecasting, then click on file, new, and time series analysis. So as you can see here, I've already given us some data we can work on. So to use this, all we have to do is click on this little button under the methods, and we will press the first thing we've learned in this, which is the naive method. Now once we do that, we click solve. So here are all the data given to us. We have the bias, MAD, MSE, standard error, MAPE, and the forecast for the next period. So what is amazing about POM-QM is that you can instantly convert all this data into graph. So all you have to do is click on Windows and then click on Graph. So as we can see here, this is the forecast graph of the naive method. Now to change methods, all you have to do is click this edit data with the red square on it. And now we will move on to moving averages. For moving averages, we just click on the number of periods to average, which let's say 3, and then click on solve. And here are the results, and then we can see and click on graph. Now as we can see, the forecast in naive was much closer than the forecast in the moving average. Okay, now lastly would be our exponential smoothing. So here's the alpha. Let's say we give an alpha of 0.8, and then solve, and then here will be the graph for the exponential smoothing. As you can see, exponential smoothing forecast, the graph is very close to the actual data given. Now what this means, it is very accurate and likely to happen. But it varies on the alpha we use for smoothing. But it's up to your superiors if they want a higher alpha or a lower alpha. Now this concludes the end of our video. Thanks for watching.